Imagine a world where your money doubles in value every 4 years. This is the intriguing premise of Bitcoin halving. Now, you may be wondering, what is Bitcoin? In the simplest terms, Bitcoin is a form of digital currency, a cryptocurrency that operates independently of a central bank. It's a new way of handling money, and it's changing the financial landscape as we know it. But this video isn't just about Bitcoin. It's about a particular event in the Bitcoin universe known as Bitcoin halving. Now, don't be intimidated by the jargon. The term may sound technical, but it's a concept that's fascinating, impactful, and worth understanding, especially if you're keen on navigating the crypto sphere. But don't worry, we're here to break it down for you. So buckle up and get ready as we dive deep into the fascinating world of Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin halving, a term that sounds complex, but is it really? Let's demystify this. Imagine if you were a gold miner, and one day your boss tells you that starting tomorrow, you'll be getting half the gold for the same amount of work. That's essentially what Bitcoin halving is all about. But instead of gold, we're talking about digital gold, Bitcoin. Now let's dive a little deeper. Bitcoin operates on a blockchain, which is a public ledger containing all transaction data from anyone who uses Bitcoin. Transactions are added to blocks or the links of code that make up the chain, and each transaction must be recorded on a block. But those blocks don't just appear out of nowhere, they are mined. Miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems that effectively allow them to add new blocks of transactions to the blockchain. As a reward for their efforts, they receive a certain amount of Bitcoin. But here's the twist. Every 210,000 blocks mined, or roughly every 4 years, the reward given to miners for creating new blocks is cut in half. This is what's known as Bitcoin halving. So why does this occur? Well, Bitcoin was designed this way to control the supply of Bitcoins and mimic precious resources, like gold, which become more difficult to extract over time. This process ensures that the maximum of 21 million Bitcoins will ever be in circulation. So let's say, for example, before a halving, miners receive 12.5 Bitcoins for each block mined. After the halving, that reward would drop to 6.25 Bitcoins. It's a sudden decrease, and it affects not just the miners, but the entire Bitcoin market as well. In essence, Bitcoin halving is like a big crypto sale, where everything is suddenly half price. Now that we know what Bitcoin halving is, the question arises, why does it happen? Well, the answer is rooted in the original design of Bitcoin by its mysterious creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin was designed as a deflationary currency to mimic the scarcity and finite supply of precious metals like gold. Just as there's a limited amount of gold on Earth, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. But unlike gold that needs to be mined from the ground, Bitcoins are mined digitally by computers solving complex mathematical problems. So why does halving occur? It's a mechanism to control the rate at which new Bitcoins are introduced into the market, thereby controlling inflation. Just imagine if we could create gold at will. It would quickly lose its value, right? The same principle applies to Bitcoin. By halving the rewards for mining, the rate of new Bitcoin creation is slowed down, making it a scarce digital asset. The concept of halving is also a way to extend the lifespan of Bitcoin mining into the 22nd century. Without halving, all Bitcoins could have been mined within a few years of its inception. Halving ensures that the final Bitcoin won't be mined until around the year 2140. Another reason for Bitcoin halving is to reduce dependency on block rewards as an incentive for miners. As the block reward decreases, transaction fees become a more significant part of a miner's income, encouraging them to keep the Bitcoin network secure and operational. But remember, scarcity alone doesn't create value. Demand is the other side of the equation. Bitcoin's perceived value comes from its potential uses, its decentralized nature, and the trust of its users. If demand for Bitcoin remains high, its price could rise due to the reduced supply after each halving event. With Bitcoin halving, it's all about supply and demand, keeping Bitcoin valuable as a scarce digital asset. So, what happens when Bitcoin halves? What's the big deal, you may ask? Well, the impact of Bitcoin halving is profound and far-reaching. It's like a ripple effect that travels through the entire crypto market. To understand this effect, let's go back to the basics. We know that Bitcoin halving reduces the reward for mining new blocks by half. So, in essence, it cuts the rate at which new Bitcoins are created and consequently, the rate at which they enter the market. This reduction in supply can lead to some interesting market dynamics. Consider any marketplace. When the supply of a commodity decreases and demand remains the same or increases, the price of that commodity tends to go up. This principle of economics holds true for Bitcoin as well. With Bitcoin halving, the supply of new Bitcoins entering the market is reduced. If demand for Bitcoin remains constant or grows, we can expect the price to increase. Historically, the halving of Bitcoin has been followed by a significant surge in its price. This doesn't happen overnight, of course. The price increase is usually gradual and happens over months or even years, but the trend is quite clear. Each Bitcoin halving event has preceded a substantial rise in Bitcoin's price, leading many to believe that the next halving could potentially trigger another bull market. However, it's crucial to remember that while the economics of supply and demand do play a significant role, they aren't the only factors affecting Bitcoin's price. Other variables such as regulatory changes, technological advancements, market sentiment, and global economic conditions also come into play. Bitcoin halving, thus, isn't a guarantee of increased prices, but it does create a unique market condition where the supply of new Bitcoins is restricted. This scarcity can potentially drive up prices, making Bitcoin halving a trigger for market excitement. So, there you have it. Bitcoin halving isn't just a technical event, it's a momentous occasion that can significantly impact the crypto market landscape. Bitcoin halving, thus, has the potential to shake up the crypto market, making it an exciting event to look forward to. Now, armed with this knowledge, you might wonder, how can I benefit from Bitcoin halving? Well, there are a few ways to leverage this event. One of the most straightforward methods is to consider investing before a halving event. Historically, Bitcoin has shown a trend of increasing in value after a halving. This is primarily due to the reduced supply of new Bitcoins entering the market, leading to increased demand. However, remember that past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Another avenue is mining. Miners who continue to operate after a halving can potentially benefit from the increased transaction fees. With fewer Bitcoins being generated, transaction fees become a more significant part of a miner's revenue. However, mining requires substantial investment in equipment and electricity, and it's not for everyone. Some people might also choose to leverage Bitcoin halving events through trading. Traders can potentially capitalize on the price volatility around a halving event. But trading is a high-risk strategy that requires a deep understanding of the market. It's also worth considering the wider implications of Bitcoin halving. As the creation of new Bitcoin slows down, the cryptocurrency becomes more scarce. This scarcity could potentially encourage more businesses and individuals to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment, further driving its adoption and value. But remember, investing in Bitcoin, just like investing in any asset, involves risk. The value of Bitcoin can fluctuate widely, and there's always the possibility of losing your investment. It's essential to do your own research and understand the risks before you invest. Consider seeking advice from a financial advisor if you're unsure. In the end, Bitcoin halving is a fascinating event that lies at the heart of Bitcoin's design. It's a testament to the innovative nature of blockchain technology and its potential to disrupt traditional financial systems. Understanding Bitcoin halving is just the first step in your crypto journey. So keep learning, stay curious, and navigate the crypto world with confidence.